So, welcome to All Powers from Within. My name is Ishwar. I help people expand their consciousness and accomplish any goal beyond their wildest dreams. Now, first of all, I appreciate the positive feedback about, especially the possibility I've mentioned about, down the line teaching, going into spiritual stuff. I didn't realize that there was such a. I mean, obviously, people have had their hardships, their fair share just after all this gloom and doom going on. Perhaps it's not the first time it's happened. But so I wanna, after having seen this positive response of people saying, we want to kind of take a leap of faith in terms of just believing in whether it is God, the universe, something external to them. Which, I think the name of the channel, All Powers from Within itself says, that's what I'm going to explain a little bit. But the whole idea is that God is supposed to be within you. And I want to quote, I'm a huge fan of this Sikh tradition. I think all religions are great. However, Sikh tradition, I think, in terms of their humility, they always stood out. Besides, countless contributions they've done, etc., which I wouldn't limit to just simply humility, but I'm going to explain a little bit about it. I think this wasn't the holy scripture of the Sikhism is called Gurbani. I haven't read it, and I have to learn properly the Punjabi language. However, through a service through one of their pastors, I found out that there is a verse which is kind of poetic, which I would say it was a huge surprise for me. Obviously this was a verse from Guru Nanak himself, the essential character, the main character in Sikhism, the way that tradition evolved and also came to existence. The quote is that the poetic verse says something like, just like there is a drop of water that comes out of the ocean, and if it did have, I'm not talking about water having memory, which is a really huge subject, and the way you treat water, the way it behaves in you, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that according to that verse, it's some kind of a metaphor where they compare human life, like there is this amnesia just after you're born. You come out of if you are the drop of the ocean, which is what, one of the main realizations at Nirvana is that you become aware that you are a drop of the ocean, but also the whole ocean is contained inside the drop. So there's also this verse where Guru Nanak, the poet might just suggest or ask the reader, having accepted and acknowledged that you are a drop of ocean which has come out, it says something like, wouldn't that be arrogant of the drop to think that it is the ocean? However, it can't deny it. So I think you get the analogy. Now, the main thing I want to suggest is, again, if you are willing to take a leap of faith, fantastic. If not, what I'm going to just suggest, I'm going to just pose a possibility where you would want to check on your own self whether if this huge power, there's different ways in which Eckhart Tolle puts it. And by the way, that verse that I just quoted earlier, it's meant to be, according to the pastor, it was a common denominator in Hinduism and also in Buddhism. So it's a well-versed thing, which is, it can be elaborated and on and on. So whether you're willing to accept this or not, this is just to show you, give you a glimpse of the power that you have inside you, especially if you've had hardships and you're going through a tough time. All you need to do is set an intention and then If ideally you should be able to visualize it, and the more senses you bring in, if you just bring in one of your senses, like you're hearing somebody tell you that you congratulating you for having received or accomplished or whatever, that'll be fantastic. So even more, I think it solidifies your wish when you write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, you don't need to show it to anyone. In fact, just as Jesus said, go ahead and tell no one. So you can just write it down, any small wish or big wish as you prefer. I would recommend starting small, and then you keep it to yourself, and you can have a timeline, such as you would just say, if you consider it as a tiny goal or a wish, you could just say that it has to be finished by 24 hours or so. Okay, it's up to you. If you consider it huge, then you give it a little bit longer, say a month or whatever you want. So give this a try, and share it with people you care about, and like and subscribe, and talk to you soon. God bless.